Cisco DUO and Splunk integration. We're going to focus on multi-factor authentication into the Splunk platform. Let's get started. So we're in Splunk. Let's go to Settings, User and Authentication, and then we'll go to Authentication Methods. We'll go ahead and click on DUO. We'll configure DUO security, and we need the integration, secret, and API host name. Let's go ahead into our DUO dashboard. And the first thing we're going to do is create a group. Now, I'm showing this completely from scratch. So let's go ahead and create that group. We're going to call it SecOps, and we'll go ahead and add group. Now we're going to go ahead and build our policy. This is going to be specific to security management. Now we'll go ahead and we'll create new policy. And we've created it. And we've named it Sec Management. We'll go to New User Policy. We'll require enrollment. And then we'll Authentication Policy. We'll enforce 2FA. And here we're going to do user location. So we're going to say if you're from Canada, we're going to require two-factor authentication. Any other region, we're going to deny access. We can use trusted endpoints. So these are endpoints that we trust. And we can also use Cisco Secure Endpoint if there's a compromise to not allow that asset to access that application. Now we can use DUO Desktop and we make it a requirement that it's installed on the asset. We're not going to do that here. Remember devices, operating systems. So we can select the operating systems that we might want to allow accessing this application. Again, I'm going to leave it at the default, but you can be very granular here, including the browsers. So you can say, you know what, Chrome I don't want to allow. Plugins as well, and then authorized networks, anonymous networks. We can block Tor and proxy or VPN connections as well. I'm not going to make that change here. Now, an interesting element that you probably want to do is risk-based multi-factor authentication. So we're looking at risk factors that may want us to either step up or step down authentication, but the goal here is to reduce risk. Authentication methods, we're going to leave this all at the defaults. Duo mobile app, tamper devices, screen lock, full disk encryption, mobile device biometrics. All of this could be enabled. So you get the idea. I can build a very granular policy that meets the needs of the organization while reducing risk. So here's the summary of that Sec Management policy that we created. Now let's go to applications. Protect an application. Well, let's go ahead and click that and we'll search for Splunk. We'll go ahead and protect that Splunk application. So let's go ahead here and we'll copy the integration key. And you can see how simple this is. We'll go ahead and paste that in. We'll go get the secret key. We'll paste that in. And then we'll finally grab the API host name, copy that, and paste that in. Now, we can also let authentication behavior when DUO is not available. We'll let users log in. And we've got some other settings like connection timeout, etc. So we'll go ahead and save this out. We'll go back into our application here on DUO, and we can see that we can apply a group policy. We're going to go ahead and do that here. And we'll grab Sec Management, and the group is going to be SecOps. And we'll apply that. And let's go ahead and scroll down here quickly. Group policy. Splunk. We could change some settings here. I'm not going to make any changes here. But permitted groups, we can say that only certain groups are allowed to authenticate. And so here we're going to go ahead and just tie this up with SecOps group. So let's go ahead and grab SecOps. And we'll go ahead and save that out. That is it. The magic is done. So let's go to dashboard and then we'll jump back into Splunk and we're going to authenticate as the Splunk user. And look at this. The integration is seamless. The user goes ahead, logs in, and asks them to set up multi-factor authentication. So we'll go ahead and do that. Hit continue. Go ahead and put in our phone number here. You've got to get past that primary authentication first. Now we'll go ahead and confirm that that's my phone number. Hit continue. Ask it to text me. It sends me the text. I go ahead and copy that in. Continue. It asks me what I want to do. And maybe we're going to say, you know what? Why don't you automatically send this to the DUO device? So go ahead and sign in, send the push. And there it is on my mobile device. Go ahead and accept. Skip here. And look at that. I'm logged in. All done. Within a couple of minutes, I've got integration with DUO and Splunk, adding that second factor and securing a critical resource of my organization. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the Splunk dashboard. We can see the Splunk user has access to Splunk application, some details about the access device, and the authentication method. All of that within a few minutes.